Hey, this is Jude coming to you from Wyoming. How do you like my new chemo look? This week I had a girlfriend come into town who's a nurse, and I had her pull out my other grenade so that I can heal up a little bit and actually take a bath. I'm tired of the whore bath. Wash a little bit of your hair, your underpits, and your hoo-ha. Doctor was going to pull it out Wednesday, but I didn't make the appointment. Snow was still really bad up here in Wyoming, and the roads were crap, and I couldn't get anybody to go with me. So anyway, I went ahead and let her pull it out. It oozed out a little bit. Yesterday's pad was pretty dry, and now, and today we did it again. We went ahead and put a new one on. But I've got to get a shower. It's been 2 weeks since surgery, and I cut all my hair off. I know what this Herceptin's going to do. It's going to pull the rest of it out, and probably the rest of my hair on my body. And I'm going to get pretty sick. And I think all my angels know that. And I've forewarned them that things are going to get ugly for the next 6 months for me. It's a live or die situation. And I went ahead and had the double mastectomy because I'd heard too many horror stories from my girlfriends about taking one breast and then having the other one go bad in about 10 years. And I'm not willing to go through that. And one of the things that bothered me the most about even doing the first one was when they were putting the dye in there for the surgeons to find over here at Wyoming Medical Center. It felt like somebody was threading my vein with a needle. It hurt so bad that I bawled for 20 minutes afterwards. So when Wyoming Medical Center's guy calls me up and asks me how service was, I'm going to remind him, you need to go back to your pathologist down in the basement there, or the guy that the guy that puts in the dye. Let's take his balls and shoot dye into them and see if he cries or not. He was nice doctor, good looking doctor. The nurses were great. That motherfucker had no clue what it was like to have something shot into your tit that was worse than being peeled by an Indian out in the field of Wyoming. So I'm definitely going to complain about that. And I complained to my oncologist about it too. She said that was not the first time she had heard that. So anyway, my first chemo treatment is Wednesday. And today's date is 2/23/18. I went and got my echocardiogram. I do have some health concerns right now. My feet are blown up like footballs. And I'm thinking it's the metformin that I'm on. It's a diabetes pill that I take twice a day. And it seems like when I don't take the fucker, my feet don't blow up like this. So tomorrow I'm going to start with not taking it at all and see how many days it takes to bring my feet back down. I also called my doctor and asked her about a referral to a neurologist since I have back problems, and I've had those for about 7 years. And it got worse last year when my toes started getting numb. First it was my big toe, and then it was another toe, and now it's like the whole bottom of my feet feel like I have pads on them. So it could either be diabetes or it could be something to do with a pinched nerve. Sciatica nerve is what I've suspected since I've always had this back problem. And it was before that I was diagnosed with diabetes. Either way, I'm going to take advantage of my insurance, and I'm going to take advantage of the resources that I have in this in Casper, Wyoming, to really get some things taken care of. Obamacare fucked up our health care. I think we know that. And some of us that were lucky enough to be able to pay $2,500 a month for health insurance, I'm certainly going to use it. I also had that $6,500 deductible. And hell, I think I met that on the first 2 tests for mammogram and ultrasound. So I should get pretty much covered. And ladies, remember this. I couldn't believe this when I heard this. First off, if you're on Medicaid or some low-life insurance policy that Obama lets them get away with, and you're diagnosed with cancer in the breast, take both of them. First time. Because if you don't, and it shows up in the other breast, you're not covered. Did you know that? You just sentenced yourself to die by not getting rid of both breasts. Okay? So remember that. Also, ladies, if you still have your ovaries after hysterectomy, they're going to have to give you a drug for the next 10 years to keep the cancer from attaching to those ovaries. I had a hysterectomy 2 years ago, and I only had my uterus removed because of fibroids, thinking that I actually fucking needed my ovaries for estrogen. Well, guess what? My cancer is estrogen fed. Go figure that one out. So, girls, you come up with cancer in one breast, have them both removed. You have a hysterectomy, have the whole son of a bitch tore out. Ovaries, uterus, all of it. What else have I learned? Oh, drainage. That's not too bad. But when one starts to, see this breast over here, that's where they found the cancer. And I went ahead and had a lumpectomy. And when the pathologist finally got up off his ass and finally sent the results to my doctor a week after I'd had surgery, we found out that it was in 2 of the 4 lymph nodes under my arm. So if we'd have waited a week, maybe 2 weeks, I could have done 1 surgery. Instead, it cost me 2 surgeries. It cost me $5,000 for the lumpectomy. Then it cost me 10 grand to have both tits removed. Okay? Big lesson to be learned there. Get informed, pay attention, and don't let nobody talk you into going into the cutting room till you got all the fucking information. Because cancer is money. And money to everyone involved. Last but not least, I'm getting ready to go in for my chemotherapy. My back's still fucked up. My feet are swollen up like footballs. And I read on the internet that the sugar in my body is sitting at 165. I'm on a drug that causes all kinds of side effects. Like your feet blow up like a fucking football. Jeez, and you know what kills me? Is I'm one of those people that I don't use drugs that are new on the market. I want something tried and true by 10 years. Okay, now I'm finding out that the drug that I'm using has so many side effects that I may as well just go full-blown fucking sugar and take a once-a-day shot. So I'm going to be discussing this with my oncology team and my normal doctor. And I might even get rid of her because she's just a nurse practitioner. And at this stage in my life, I think I want a real fucking doctor. So, anyway, that's my update. I don't know. Let's show you guys what it looks like now. I don't miss having tits. I really don't. I do miss having my hair. I was once a beautiful woman. And now I look like my dad. But here's the final result. And that's my last hole from that drain. But as you can see, the scar over on this side, that's where they started doing the lymph node cut. That was the one that, this is the one that they took the lymph nodes out of. And it's a little puffy up in here. But isn't that sad? You know, my question is how come doctors in Germany have found cures for this kind of cancer and we can't have it in the United States? What's keeping this from happening? Our government, and I don't mean Trump's government, I mean the last 25 years of our fucked up government has kept us from having cures, lowering our drug prices, and allowing us access to real doctor findings. So anyway, with that, I guess it's Friday night, and good luck, ladies. Keep up the fight. I guess I get to shave my hair. My hair now is the color of my son. He's 32 years old. I've been hiding this color since I was 18. I've always been a beautiful blonde. Good thing is I'm starting to lose some weight. I'm having cravings for Cocoa Krispies instead of cooking these big old fat meals full of, you know, red meat and that kind of stuff, and cravings for pizza. But I'm just glad I had the extra weight to lose, because I'm definitely going to be losing some weight. I was telling my angels today that once chemo starts, I have a feeling that shit's really going to get ugly. And if it does get ugly, I want my husband to know I love him, and I want my kid to know that it's in our family, baby, and get it taken care of. Live longer than Mom. I'm 54 years old. I never thought I would have to go through cancer. In fact, most times I just bypassed most of the stories on cancer on YouTube, because once they were either cured or dead, there was no follow-ups. But like I told you guys, we're going to follow this up with me. And my last video will be either I survived and I get to move on and my hair is back, or I'm fucking dead. So with that, I'll leave you guys out there. Fight the fight. I don't need a pink ribbon on my collar. This is a personal story. This is to my kids, to my sister, my brothers. God bless us all, and thank God for angels.